At this station, we remember Simon of Cyrene, the man who carried Jesus' cross. Mark's gospel gives us the details. A certain man from Cyrene, Simon, the father of Alexander and Rufus, was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him to carry the cross. Simon was from Cyrene, a city in North Africa in what's now Libya. He was probably in Jerusalem for Passover like thousands of other Jewish pilgrims. He was coming into the city from the countryside, minding his own business, when a Roman soldier grabbed him and ordered him to carry a condemned man's cross. The word Mark uses is important. They forced him. This wasn't a request. Roman soldiers had the legal right to conscript civilians to carry loads for them. Simon had no choice. One minute, he's walking into Jerusalem. The next, he's carrying an execution beam for a stranger. Why did they force Simon to carry the cross? Because Jesus couldn't do it anymore. He'd been up all night, interrogated, beaten, scourged with a whip designed to tear flesh from bone. He was dying already. He probably collapsed under the cross's weight. So the soldiers needed someone else. And there was Simon, strong, available, wrong place at the wrong time. Or maybe the right place at the right time, depending on how you look at it. Notice something interesting. Mark doesn't just tell us Simon's name, he tells us his sons' names, Alexander and Rufus. Why would Mark include that detail unless those names meant something to his readers, unless Alexander and Rufus were known in the early church? Paul mentions a Rufus in his letter to the Romans. He calls him chosen in the Lord and sends greetings to his mother. Most scholars think this is the same Rufus, Simon's son. If that's true, it means Simon's family became Christians. An unwanted interruption became an encounter that changed everything. I wonder what Simon thought as he carried that cross. Was he angry at the interruption, disgusted by the blood on the wood, curious about the man stumbling in front of him? Did Jesus say anything to him? Did their eyes meet? We don't know. What we do know is that Simon did what Jesus had called his followers to do. Years earlier, Jesus had said, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me." Simon literally took up Jesus' cross and followed him to Golgotha. He didn't volunteer. He was drafted. But in being forced to serve, he participated in the most important event in history. He helped Jesus get to the place where salvation would be accomplished. This station asks us to think about the burdens we didn't choose, the responsibilities we didn't ask for, the interruptions that derail our plans, the needs that land in our path when we're heading somewhere else. Maybe it's caring for an aging parent. Maybe it's helping a neighbor going through crisis. Maybe it's a work situation where you're asked to do something outside your job description. Maybe it's just the daily interruptions that keep you from what you plan to accomplish. Simon teaches us that sometimes God's call doesn't come as an invitation. Sometimes it comes as conscription. Sometimes we're pressed into service. And if we'll carry the cross we didn't choose, we might discover it was actually the most important thing we've ever done. The weight of the wood changed Simon's life. Let it change yours, too.